I'm an American, the proud grandson and great-grandson of immigrants, a proud descendant of people fleeing poverty and violence. My family immigrated to America from Britain in the early 1900s. They came originally from Eastern Europe, where if they had remained, they would have been slaughtered about 30 years later. Some of our family who didn't leave the soon-to-be killing fields of Lithuania and Poland no doubt met that terrible fate. My great-grandfather was very proud of his British passport, the country that gave him refuge prior to coming to America. But when the British sold out the Czechs to Hitler in an act of appeasement called peace in our time, he took his British passport into the backyard of his Boston home and burned it in a coffee can. His family would forever be proud Americans. Our story is not unique. Millions of people have come to America to flee violence and in search of a better life. Their stories are a big part of America's story and the beautiful fabric of this country. We can no more separate ourselves from our history as immigrants than we can separate ourselves from our history as explorers, as builders, as idealists, and as lovers of freedom. It is part of our very Constitution, even as the rights we enjoy as new citizens spring from a very different and brilliant Constitution. With such a beautiful legacy, and one that has served us so well, one that has attracted so many of the best and brightest to come here, the most innovative and hardworking souls on earth, why would we forsake it now and turn away those lawfully seeking asylum in America? For the economy? No. Immigrants add immeasurably to our economic output. Without them, we have no food, no one to take care of us when a pandemic threatens our lives, no one to support our seniors on Social Security and in Medicare, no future growth, no future. For our security? No. Immigrants are less likely to commit crimes than people born here, and asylum seekers are coming here in search of security, not to threaten it. For what then? For what would we turn away people fleeing violence, so many of our ancestors fled the same? For what would we put children in cages, separate families, or send back to the desperate conditions from which they came? For what would we depart from the values of our nation? For what? Fear? Would we really do all this because we are afraid of those seeking asylum? Afraid of farmers and of shopkeepers, of tailors and of laborers, of fathers and mothers, of grandparents and their grandchildren? I do support a comprehensive solution to our immigration problems, and one which includes more border security. I am aghast at the fentanyl problem in our country and want to do so much more to improve security and interdiction of this vile drug at our ports of entry. And if the majority was sincere and interested in solving this problem, they would work with us instead of taking up a bill which, if it can even muster the support of their own party to pass the House, will surely go no farther than that. But I will not support this bill. It will hurt farmers by depriving them of the labor they need. It will hurt consumers who depend on their food. It will hurt our economy by telling the rest of the world that America wishes to wall itself off from the rest of the world. It is harsh. It is cruel. It will subject countless thousands to violence and misery, dashing their hopes for a better life. I will not pry children from their parents or send families back into danger, ignore people fleeing repressive regimes any more than I could forget my own family's history as immigrants. I am not afraid of those seeking asylum and a better life. I'm an American. We welcome people seeking freedom, just as our parents did and theirs, and just as our founders did. We are a nation of immigrants, of huddled masses yearning to be free. It is who we are. We are Americans. It is who we are. I yield back.